Hey guys, if you remember yesterday, I told you that the Math Antics guy, he makes my favorite math videos on the internet. So I refer to him for lots of things whenever I'm not sure how to teach something or how to clarify something. So it's kind of cool that I get to share him with you again today. Yesterday, we just kind of reviewed how to do a double digit addition when you're stacking them vertically on top of each other. So today I thought that since we're working so much on subtraction in the classroom, we would just go through this again, okay? So, like I said, he's really good about making things really clear. So, we're going to watch them together, and then I'm going to do just a little bit with you and give you something to do. It's not very long. Okay, here we go. Don't worry, I won't make you watch the whole thing.
With subtraction, the order of the problem matters. With addition, you can switch the order of the numbers you're adding, and you'll still get the same answer. 5 plus 2 equals 7, and 2 plus 5 equals 7. But with subtraction, if you have the problem 5 minus 2, you'll get 3. But you can't switch the problem around. You won't get the same answer if you try to do 2 minus 5 instead. In fact, you'll probably get confused because you'll be trying to subtract a bigger number from a smaller one. With multi-digit subtraction, it's important to remember that order matters, especially when you're rewriting your problem. Often you'll be given a problem like this, 38 minus 25, and you'll have to rewrite it with the numbers stacked up like we did with addition. But you have to make sure that the first number, the one you're taking from, goes on top, and the number you're taking away is on the bottom. Another hint is that the bigger number should always be on top. Okay, let's go ahead and try this problem. We've got 38 on top and 25 below it, and the ones places are lined up just like they should be. Now we draw our line so our answer can go below it, and we write a minus sign over here on the left to show that we're subtracting. Now we can start getting our answer, and just like with addition, we always start with the ones place column. Here we subtract the bottom number from the top. 8 minus 5 equals 3, so the 3 goes in the ones place of our answer. Now we move to the next place column to the left, the tens place. There we have 3 minus 2, which is 1. There. We just subtracted 25 from 38 and found out that the difference is 13. All right, let's see another example. 135 minus 27. Aha! This is where multi-digit subtraction can get a little tricky. Let's rewrite our problem. 135 on top, 27 below it, with the ones places lined up neatly, and our answer line and subtraction symbol in place. There. Now we can start subtracting. Uh-oh, look at this. In our ones place column, the digit on top is smaller than the digit on the bottom. How can we subtract a bigger digit from a smaller one? Did we make some kind of mistake? No, we wrote our problem correctly. The bigger number is on top. Sometimes this just happens. The top digit might be smaller than the bottom digit, so you can't subtract it, unless you borrow. Here's how borrowing works. The top digit is 5, but the digit below it wants to take 7 away.
Sorry, I don't have 7. I only have 5. Well, what about your neighbor? He's in a bigger number place. He's loaded, so you can just borrow from him. Excuse me, I've got a little problem. Do you happen to have something I could borrow?
Why, of course. Here you go. Great, that 1 will help. But if you just add 1 to 5, you'd get 6. But fortunately, this 1 came from the next number place, and it really represents a 10. And when we add 10 to 5, we get 15, which is big enough. Now, instead of this column being 5 minus 7, it's 15 minus 7. And 15 minus 7 equals 8. Okay, we've got the first digit of our answer. Now we can move on to the next column. But remember, we borrowed from that number place. It used to be a 3, but now it's a 2. It went down by 1 because we borrowed from it. Well, remember, we really borrowed 10 because it was in the next number place. But it's sometimes easier to just think of it as borrowing a 1 and getting to stick that 1 in front of the digit that needed to borrow. So in the tens place, we have 2 minus 2, which gives us 0 in our answer. And then our last column just has 1 minus nothing, or 1 minus 0, so that's still just 1. There, we've calculated that the difference between 135 and 27 is 108. All right, let's try another example with borrowing, or regrouping as some teachers call it. Let's subtract 58 from 426.
Okay, guys, this is actually where we're going to stop the video, but where your job kind of comes in. So if you remember on the last one, it was 135 minus 27. So you stacked them vertically and then we subtracted. So we just did all of that with him. But what I want you to do is I want your problem to be this, the 426 minus 58. So I want you to stack it vertically just like this. But then I want you to go a step farther because we are not super great at word problems. A way to get better is to practice writing them. So I want you to take your 426 minus 58 and I want you to put it into a word problem for me where you're writing your own, okay? So I wrote one for this one. I said, Sarah had, let me see if I can get it in the screen. Sarah had 108 pies. And we're subtracting, so it's going to get smaller, right? So I start with my big group, 108. And she sold 27 at the bake sale. So I'm getting rid of some. How many pies, it should have said pies, I'll have to word out, does she have left? And I have my question mark at the end. So my word problem now matches the problem that we solved. So I want you to do the same thing. But I want your equation or your problem to be 426 minus 58. And I want you to practice using this method of borrowing, okay? So subtracting and show me how you do that vertically. So see if you can do it without using your place value pieces. Bring this back to me tomorrow. So all you really need is a pencil. You'll have the problem solved, 426 minus 58, and you'll have a word problem that's going to match it. Okay, thank you, sweeties. Bye.